Hi, David here, One Up Gaming. This is episode 374 of the One Up Gaming podcast, and we're at the news. So we're going to go through this week's news. We'll rattle through as quickly as we can, try and get this segment done. So I guess the first thing we'll do is go straight in with this week's news. So Mortal Kombat 1, Halloween fatality costs $10, and the community is pushing back. So earlier this week, Mortal Kombat 1's community was incensed after publisher Warner Bros. Revealed that it was to sell a seasonal fatality for real-world money. Now, this fatality is available in the shop and with a confirmed price, and players are up in arms once again, with many vowing to boycott the fatality, and some abandoning the game entirely because of its cost. Today, the Halloween fatality was added to MK1's premium shop for the price of 1,200 dragon crystals, 1,250 of which can be bought in a bundle for $10. The move came after players noticed that patch notes vaguely mentioned a Halloween fatality added to the premium store, which was later confirmed by Warner Bros. You can watch the fatality below, which involves slapping a jack-o'-lantern over your opponent's head before creepy crawlies emerge. Players have expressed shock at the fatality's $10 price tag, especially because it's added to the game's $70 cost, or $110 for players who bought the premium edition. Many community members are now criticising the move as an indication that MK1 has shifted towards a freemium model despite not being free. Yeah, I think it's a bit too much. Yeah. But yeah, what do you guys think of the Mortal Kombat sort of stuff just being mentioned in that? Do you think $10 is too much for one fatality? I just think it's a weird place to be in. It's just, I don't understand it. I really don't. I liked Mortal Kombat. I've not played Mortal Kombat 1 yet, and to be honest, I don't think I can be that bothered. I loved the story in Mortal Kombat 10 and Mortal Kombat 11, but I'm just not a big... I just don't like the fact that they're restarting everything and redoing everything. It's just kill off a load of the people and restart. That's what I would have done. Next up, Capcom revealed it's working on a next-gen RE engine codenamed REX. Capcom is working on a next-generation version of its Resident Evil engine. The powerful but flexible technology-powered games range from Monster Hunter Rise to Resident Evil 4 Remake. The new engine was revealed in a presentation intended for developers that was published on Capcom's R&D channel, which was first uncovered by Okami Games in a section titled RE Engine's Future. The presentation delved into some of the challenges facing the tech, including the need for a high degree of customization per game. Capcom's solution is to develop a new standard of engine that is calling REX. According to the presentation, the new technology will be introduced into the existing engine in phases. Dragon's Dogma 2 is the next game to feature RE engine technology, with a new Monster Hunter game also rumoured to be on the horizon in 2024. Development of RE engine was back in 2014 and eventually debuted in 2017's Resident Evil 7. The creation of RE engine was an unusual move given that more and more developers are relying on established solutions like Unreal Engine, but the decision seems to have paid off handsomely. Capcom's releases are consistently rated among the most technically impressive games on any platform. In the meantime, the original RE engine continues to hum right along. We recently got a chance to check out Dragon's Dogma 2, which doubles down on everything that made the original so fun. Now, the original so unique. It is expected to release in 2024 on Xbox, PC and PS5. Yeah, it's a bit random. All of these people just signing up to like the Unreal Engine sort of engine, and I understand that because then everyone that works on everything can go along and get new games and new things done, and they all know how the actual engine works. So to create a brand new engine, it's much harder for developers to learn the process and get jobs there. But I guess once they do learn it and working on it, then Capcom probably know that it's harder for them to leave because they're dedicated on that thing. What do you guys think? Leave comments. Next up, Batman Arkham Knight reportedly adds then removes Robert Pattinson's The Batman suit. It's been a wild day for fans of the Batman Arkham games, with Robert Pattinson's suit from the Batman reportedly added then removed from Batman Arkham Knight on the Epic Games Store. It all started early on Thursday when users on X noticed that the suit had been quietly added to Arkham Knight, posting videos and screenshots. GameSpot also verified that the suit had been added to the game. Fans were certainly excited about the recreation of Pattinson's 2022 suit. Just call it Batman's in Arkham Knight, but the rollout was odd for a few reasons. For one, there was absolutely no announcement from Rocksteady or Warner Bros. That this was coming. Secondly, Arkham Knight is 8 years old, making a quiet drop of a buzzy skin. Pretty bizarre. And third, it was only available via Epic Games Store, not on Steam or the console formats of Arkham Knight. It probably wasn't supposed to be added yet, or the Batman suit. Rocksteady hasn't made any announcements about it, so I'm assuming Epic Games simply jumped the gun. There may have been some credence to that theory, as fans noticed later on Thursday that the suit was apparently removed from the game. IGN reached out, Emerging the suit may have been released too early and was planned to coincide with the release of the Batman Arkham trilogy on the Nintendo Switch, which was recently pushed from October 13th to December the 1st. But again, we truly know very little about why the suit was seemingly added then removed, so it's all speculation at this point. Batman Arkham, blah blah blah, all that, yeah. What do you guys think of this? Do you think it's just a weird timing issue, or do you think it's just the Epic had it all set up to go live, thinking that the game was going to get like a re-release sort of thing, and then because the Nintendo Switch version got pushed, all the other ones got that feature cut out again, but Epic just forgot and it just went live. What do you think? Leave comments. Next up, Microsoft reorganizes the Xbox leadership, promoting Sarah Bond and Matt Booty. Microsoft is reorganizing leadership in the gaming and marketing departments at Xbox following the completion of its continuous $69 billion acquisition of Activision-Blizzard. The Verge published an internal memo on Xbox from Xbox CEO Phil Spencer today, where he wrote to staff that Microsoft will promote Sarah Bond to president of Xbox, putting her in charge of all software and hardware platforms that, it should be noted, may include the redesigned diskless Xbox Series X that could release next year, and a next-gen hybrid Xbox console in 2028, which both leaked in FTC documents. Matt Booty, meanwhile, has been promoted to president of gaming content and studios, which includes the responsibility of overseeing operations at ZeniMax and Bethesda. The studio will continue operating as a limited integration entity, but will report to Booty. To manage the platform of today, to build the platform of tomorrow, we are bringing together the teams that will make this possible. Sarah Bond will lead the team Xbox president, bringing together devices, players, created experiences, platform engineering, strategy, business planning, data, and analysis, and business development. Microsoft confirmed to IGN the promotions are accurate, but had no further comment. Yeah, it makes sense. You've brought all these brand new people in, and to reshuffle, put other people in other places. But yeah, we'll get into more of the details soon, I'd ever guess, when they do announce more formalities of things. But yeah, I guess you don't spend $69 billion and just kick everyone out. Next up anyway, Skull and Bones has yet another new release window. It's Ubisoft's earnings day, which means we're due another update on the 6-time delayed pirate game Skull and Bones. And while the news is not expect another delay, the latest update is that we can expect Skull and Bones to launch sometime between January and March 2024. If you haven't been following the saga of Ubisoft's deeply troubled pirate adventure, buckle up. Skull and Bones was first announced way back at E3 2017 with a release window set for fall 2018, has been since delayed a whopping 6 times, with the most recent delay in January of this year, pushing the game allegedly to early 2023 to 2024. Is a bit of a vague window that could have meant any time this past year or early next year, but at the time seemed to refer to Ubisoft's current ongoing fiscal year. Which ends in March. So while hopes weren't high, Ubisoft seemed to be targeting a release window that is now once again passed them by. In today's earnings report for the first half of its fiscal year, however, it gave a new window of quarter 4, 23 to 24, which would be between the start of January and the end of March 2024. Given that we're now 6 delays and counting, there's not a whole lot of reason to be confident of this assertion, especially with Skull and Bones losing its third creative director just last month. We did actually get to play the game in August and had a pretty good time with it, but it remains to be seen what everyone... Yeah, I don't know. Do we need Skull and Bones? Can't they just fold it in to the normal sort of game of like an Assassin's Creed sort of thing? But I think now they've gone too far into it and they have to use the game. They have to do something. It'll be seen as a massive failure if it just doesn't come out at all or gets folded into more things. So leave comments. What do you guys think? Are you excited for Skull and Bones? So we'll go on to the next bit of news, and that is Insomniac confirms Wolverine game is set in the same universe as Spider-Man 2. Ever since Insomniac first announced that it was working on a Wolverine game for PlayStation, fans have wondered whether it'd be set in the same universe as Spider-Man 2. There's been plenty of speculation that they're all together, not the least because the original teaser contained a 1048 nod. I don't know what that means. But otherwise, there's been no official word one way or another. Was it 1048 or was it meant to be? It's 1048. I don't know. In an interview with Kind of Funny, though, Spider-Man 2 director Brian Intila confirmed that the two games do in fact exist in the same world. They're all 1048. I think I got that right. Spider-Man 2 was previously confirmed to be Universe 1048 in Across the Spider-Verse. This means that Wolverine has the potential to tie into Spider-Man's ongoing story through direct references, and other Easter eggs have thus far been revealed, few and far between. In our own interview with Intila, we asked whether there were plans to include more teasers for Wolverine, which has thus remained heavily under wraps. We wouldn't be true Marvel fans if we didn't have discussions like that, but I think for us it was, hey, work on these games really hard, they're really complicated, and let's get the Wolverine team cook. Let's let them cook, and if something happens in the future, great. But right now, let's just make sure that's not box anybody into a corner and make sure that, yeah, I don't care. I really don't care. I want to wait until we see gameplay. I want to see screens, because at the moment, it could just be anything, and no one knows. It's just a very, very random thing at the moment. But that's the problem when these games get announced years in advance before they're even ready to be announced, really. But what do you guys think? Leave comments for us. So next up, while the Disney Dreamlight Valley community is divided over its early access exit, Disney Dreamlight Valley developer Gameloft announced earlier today that its popular, cozy Disney Life Sim game will not be going free-to-play in December as planned, and unsurprisingly, its bustling play community has, well, a lot of thoughts about that. While on its face, the above sentence sounds like it might spark anger, the Disney Dreamlight Valley community concerns are far more nuanced than one might expect from the outside. While some players are upset, others are celebrating the change, and some caveats with others just want more clarity on what to expect regarding future pay structures and update plans. Well, it's a complex, unexpected situation, so we poked around the community, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I played this game once and I've never gone back to it. It's not my sort of game. So, yeah. What do you guys think? Do you actually play the Disney games? Do you actually play this one? Because it's just a weird sort of situation. I guess it's like they had the game and then they've decided that they can make more money doing it in another way, or they can milk more money. I don't know. We'll see how things go in the future. But please leave comments of how you're experiencing this and how you're expecting it to go. So we'll go into the next bit of news, and that is live action Snow White reveals first look at its CGI Seven Dwarfs. We have the first official look at Disney's live action Snow White, including the dwarfs that have been reimagined with the help of computer animation. Disney debuted the first image along with the news of its delay on Friday. We also get the first official look of Rachel Zegler as the an eponymous princess, along with bashful, dark, dopey, grumpy, happy, sleepy, and sneezy. If you ask me, there's a bit of uncanny valley issues with the dwarfs, with clear efforts made to recreate the cartoonish look from the 1937 original, but you can take a look for yourself below. Not pictured is Wonder Woman star Gal Gadot, who is also starring in the movie as the Evil Queen. The dwarfs, in particular, have been subject to a bit of controversy in the lead up to Snow White. Peter Dinklage had some tough words for Disney regarding the subject matter. He said, literally, no offense to anyone, but I was a little taken aback when they were very proud to cast a Latina actress as Snow White, but you are still telling the story of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, he said. You're progressive in one way, but then you're still making the fucking backward story about seven dwarfs living in a cave together. What the fuck are you doing, man? Have I done nothing to advance the cause of from my soapbox? For its part, Disney responded to Dinklage's criticism, and they said, to avoid reinforcing stereotypes from the original animated film, we are taking a different approach with these seven characters and have been consulting with members of the dwarfism community. There's also been rumours that Disney would have non-dwarf actors playing the dwarfs, although that now appears to be false. Disney still hasn't released any cast info for the dwarfs. Snow White has been directed by Matt Webb from a script co-written by Barbie's Greta Gerwig, and I don't know. Are we really that bothered? Disney are everywhere. They just release it and no one cares. I'm not. I don't think I'll watch it. I say I won't watch it. I'll probably watch it, but just not. I won't go out of my way to watch it. If it's on, if I can just play it, then I'll just watch it for free. I don't care. But next up, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom pushed back by just 2 days. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom has been delayed, but don't worry, it's just for 2 days. It's now coming out on Friday, December 22nd instead of Wednesday, December 20th. The news comes directly from Warner Bros., which did not provide a reason for the delay. The film has already been moved multiple times, as it was originally set to release on December the 16th, 2022, and has been delayed to March 23, then December 25th, then December 20th, and now 22nd. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom reportedly been a troubled production. Yeah. I wasn't a big fan of the Aquaman. I wasn't a big fan of the Wonder Woman movies. I loved the newer Suicide Squad, and the Blue Beetle was quite good, but I don't know. I guess we'll have to just wait and see how this does, because I just think that I don't know if it's just Warner Brothers, or if it's Disney, or if it's the developers, the directors, the writers. They just can't seem to get a good run of successful DC movies going. But leave comments. Are you excited for this movie? Next up, Deadpool 3 writer was shocked by how easy it was to get some of its celebrity cameos. There's been plenty of rumours of the kind of celebrity cameos we'll see in Deadpool 3, none of which director Sean Levy has specifically confirmed or denied, but he is pretty surprised about how easy it was to get some of them. Levy gave a long interview with the Happy Sad Confused podcast that was published on Thursday, with host Josh Horowitz asking if there was any particular cameo that he shocked. Yeah, and what blew my mind is how easy some of these cameos have been, he said. People love Deadpool, people love Ryan. Thankfully, people also seem to like my work. They know that Ryan and I are in a groove of creative brotherhood that is unique, and it seems to be working. He added that he loves the professionalism of casting rumours around my movie because there's so many that it's impossible to know what's real and what's made up. Those mirror comments he's previously made about the casting rumours, which he's vaguely addressed by saying some are true and some are false. Yeah, I do love all this stuff. I mean, for me, I don't care. I'll read all this stuff and see what all these cameos are doing and I'd love to see them in the costumes and stuff. And it doesn't really bother me. It's like when people say, "Oh, you can't say that to spoil it." I don't care. You know, it's like I'm here to watch the movie. I'm not here to not know who's in the movie. I'm just here to watch the story. And even if I sort of sit through and read a synopsis of the story, I can still sit and watch the movie and be oblivious to what the hell's going on, because my brain just doesn't work. It's quite a refreshing thing, really. Anyway, next up. Edgar Wright turned down Channing Tatum's Gambit movie. It turns out Edgar Wright was offered X-Men movie, Channing Tatum's Gambit. However, he turned it down because it just wasn't for him. During an interview with Film, the Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead director revealed that producer Simon Kinberg offered him the Gambit movie, but he ultimately turned it down. Gambit wasn't a character I knew too well, he said. He appeared after my time reading Marvels, roughly 1985 to 1990 or so. He wasn't one that I knew a lot about and hadn't really read growing up, so it felt like it was someone else's dream gig. Maybe he means more to people who watched the animated show, which again was after my time. Screenwriter Sandra had been, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I will say Gambit is one of my all-time favourite characters, because that 92 to 95, 97, whenever it was, sort of, because it was out for 5 years, so yeah, I guess it was 92 to 97, was my jam. I loved that show so much. It was one of the best shows I could watch growing up. It was amazing. And I do just think that he would have played an amazing Gambit of Channing Tatum. And I don't know if Edgar Wright would have been the best director for it, because I don't see Gambit as a stupid, goofy character. But we will see. Because I'm sure he's going to be introduced in the Deadpool 3 sort of movie. But we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. So the last bit of news this week is, unfortunately, Matthew Perry, the actor who played Chandler Bing on Friends, dies at 54. As reported by the Los Angeles Times, law enforcement sources claim Perry was found dead on Saturday, October 28th, in a hot tub at his home in Los Angeles. There is currently no cause of death, but the sources do state there were no drugs found at the scene and that no foul play was suspected. Los Angeles Police Department's robbery homicide detectives are currently investigating Perry's death, and the cause of death will be determined in the future by Los Angeles County Coroner's Office. Yeah. Now, I do remember reading a lot of stuff about Matthew Perry, because I loved oh my god, I completely blanked on his name now. It was in Tommy Boy, the Chris Farley. I loved a lot of the Chris Farley movies back in the early 90s, and Matthew Perry was actually in one of his movies about what the hell was it called? I can't remember. but it was about going across the America with a Native American person who he falls in love with, and is it or is it the, I can't remember, but it was a bloody good movie. And then when Chris Farley unfortunately died of, I think it was like suicide, drugs, that kind of thing, Matthew Perry did actually come out and say that he finds it very difficult. He himself had depression, was drugs, and all that kind of stuff, and it was like a struggle every single day. So hopefully it won't turn out that there was drugs or it was suicide or anything like that. Hopefully, in a way, it'd be better if he just sort of like had a heart attack in the hot tub and drowned or something like that. It's still shit, it's still horrible, but it's the way that your legacy goes. I might be wrong, but what do you guys think? So it's been me, David, One Up Gaming, episode 374 of the One Up Gaming podcast, and that is this week's news. We'll have a quick break. We'll come back with the UK Top 40 charts.